in Ukraine.
Professor Veselin Popovsky, thank you very much for joining us and giving us your insight on that. And we will, of course, bring you all updates in that developing story as it unfolds. We now move over to the Indo-Pacific, where in Nepal, Army Chief General Ashok Raj Sigdel has called on anti-corruption protesters to halt their demonstrations and come to the table for talks following the resignation of Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli. The move comes after 2 days of violent unrest sparked by a controversial social media ban. Let's listen in to what he said.
नेपालमा हाल भइरहेको आन्दोलनको क्रममा हुन पुगेको जनधनको अपूरणीय क्षतिप्रति गहिरो दुःख प्रकट गर्दै दिवंगत आत्माको चिर शान्तिको कामना गर्नुका साथै शोक सन्तप्त परिवारजनप्रति नेपाली सेना हार्दिक संवेदना र सहानुभूति प्रकट गर्दछ। साथै घाइते बिरामीहरूको शीघ्र स्वास्थ्य लाभको कामना समेत गर्दछौँ। आन्दोलनको क्रममा हालसम्म धेरै जनधनको क्षति भइसकेको हुँदा जनधनको थप क्षति हुन नदिन र शान्ति, सुरक्षा, अमन, चयन एवं राष्ट्रिय एकता र सद्भाव कायम गर्नु हामी सबै नेपालीको साझा दायित्व हो। वर्तमान असहज परिस्थितिलाई सामान्यीकरण गर्दै राष्ट्रिय एवं ऐतिहासिक सम्पदा, सार्वजनिक एवं नागरिकहरूको सम्पत्ति, आम नागरिक, मित्र राष्ट्रका कूटनीतिक नियोग तथा नागरिकहरूलाई सुरक्षाको प्रत्याभूति दिई राष्ट्रको सर्वोपरि हितको रक्षा गर्नु हामी सबैको साझा कर्तव्य हो। तसर्थ यस विषम परिस्थितिबाट राष्ट्रलाई शान्तिपूर्ण तवरले निकास दिनको लागि आन्दोलनरत समूहलाई आन्दोलनका कार्यक्रमहरू स्थगन गरी वार्ताको निमित्त आह्वान गर्दछौँ। जय मातृभूमि, जय देश।
United Nations Human Rights Chief Volker Turk has condemned the escalating violence and urged an independent probe into the deaths of protesters. Let's hear it.
I'm appalled by the escalating violence in Nepal that has resulted in multiple deaths and the injury of hundreds of mostly young protesters, as well as the widespread destruction of property. I plead with security forces to exercise utmost restraint and to avoid further such bloodshed and harm. Violence is not the answer. Dialogue is the best and only way to address the concerns of the Nepalese people. It is important that the voices of young people are heard. Protesters have the right to express peacefully their political frustrations and grievances over corruption and a ban on social media platforms. I have received concerning reports of unnecessary and disproportionate use of force by the security forces. I call for an urgent, thorough, transparent and impartial investigation into such acts. I'm also disturbed by reports of public buildings, businesses and private residents being attacked and in some instances set ablaze. Equally, I'm concerned by reports of physical attacks on senior government officials.
Now, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has called the scenes in Nepal heart-rending and appealed for calm, stressing that peace and stability in Nepal are vital for the region. We're now joined by Ambassador Mahesh Sachdev. He's a former Indian ambassador and he joins us live from New Delhi in India. Thank you very much for joining us here, Ambassador Sachdev. This has escalated in such a fast manner over the couple of days. Now people in the region and leaders are urging calm after the deaths of nearly 20 protesters after these riots and the Prime Minister stepping down. Do you think that this will de-escalate anytime soon?
Thank you for having me. I
Pleasure.
do believe that the appeals by Nepalese Army Chief as well as Indian Prime Minister and others would have salubrious consequence. And I have reasons to say this because situation seemed to have de-escalated on the ground already, although it's all very tentative. The immediate provocations, including the revocation of the ban on social media outfits, as well as resignation of the tainted ministers and other officials, has assuaged the sense of hurt long felt by Generation Z and others in the masses. Now, much would depend on how does army take control of the situation, whether it's able to set up a timetable, have a transitional government, have a new constitution, and hold elections in due date. Nepalese armed forces are highly regarded by the population. They are possibly the only institution that still invokes patriotism and trust. So let's hope that this leads to de-escalation over a longer period and we have a smooth transition to normalcy.
Yes, Ambassador Sachdev, thank you very much for your insight and thank you for taking the time and joining us here on